Let's jump into our next session, which is with Daniel from Stream Analyze, and together with Sophie Tressing from Zenseact. Are you there?
Yes, we are here.
Sophia. We are here, yeah.
Excellent. So share your screen.
Perfect, and I guess you can see it now. Great. So I'm excited to open up this case presentation and to continue this marathon of interesting cases. So I'm representing Senseact. We are a happy consumer of Stream Analyze technology. And I will start off this presentation by just setting the stage. So let us become a little bit more familiar with Senseact as a company and the journey that we have had with data and the journey that will come when it comes to edge learning. So we will looking through the current case that we have and how we together with Stream Analyze has had a really good discussion about how we can secure a sustainable future with edge learning. So I'm going to invite for Daniel Spar during the presentation as well, the CEO of Stream Analyze. So the title of this presentation, An Insight is Worth 1,000 Terabytes. We're going to explain during this presentation why that title is so on spot. So let's start with just a quick intro to Zenseact. So we are creating an unsupervised autonomous vehicle solution for production of customer vehicles. And our lead customer in this case is Volvo Cars. They would be the first one taking our product to market. We also have a very tight collaboration with Luminar. So together we are developing the full stack solution with the Zenseact One Pilot autonomous software and with the Luminar LiDAR software embedded in one system. And within Zenseact, we believe in partnerships and ecosystem to bring this AD capability to market. To just describe a little bit what this software platform is doing, basically we are reading real-time information from the sensors. We are fusing that information to create a 360 understanding about the surrounding around the vehicle. We are making a decision and then we activate in the vehicle so we can make sure that the vehicle behaves safely. And my name is Sophia Tressing. I'm the product manager of the platform who is responsible for the data flow and the software flow. And this will enable living and evolving products over time. This means that we have 160 people internally working with building this solution and operate this solution. We also have external partnerships, for example, NVIDIA and HPE, and also Stream Analyze. And within this area, we are working with both collecting data from edge, processing that data, and deliver that data to our software developers. We're doing deep learning. We're doing Resimulation, which I'm going to talk a little bit about further in this presentation. And we are also handling the complete compute platform, all our data center, but also the cloud setup. Right. So I'm going to take you on a journey here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our data journey. And it started off 2016. A lot of things happened during 2016. We had the new Volvo Cars platform on the market, the SPA2. And we also saw the petabyte figures in the horizon. So during this time, we had still the possibility to collect data and to be able to manage that data on a local server in the office. But that is going to change, and you will see that when I'm going through this journey with you. But from this time also, the sensor configuration of the car became very much more complex, since now we are facing the mission of having an AD capability on the market. So the number of sensors is increasing because we need to see around the vehicle with the right resolution. And we also need more data because we're going from an assistance system to a self-driving system. And all this together is going to make this graph grow over time. So during 2018, we set up our first big data cluster together with Dell. And this beauty was really capable, both when it comes to storage, compute, and network. It was located in Amsterdam together with QNX, which is the data center provider. And it was not only protected with firewalls, it was also protected with water, which is quite fascinating. We also realized that this data center is consuming a lot of electricity, so to the level that we can actually power up a smaller village. And therefore, now we are feeding our data center with sustainable energy, and that's really important for Zenseact. At this time, we also saw the data amounts grow, and we realized it's easier to take the fisherman to the lake than taking the lake to the fisherman. So at this point, we started to develop our metadata system, so we can search for data set in this data center. We also automated our tool chains, and that is when we realized that having Dockers and containers is a really winning concept. So if this data center was the beauty, let's talk about the beast, because now we have a relationship with HPE, and this data center has the capacity to grow beyond 200 petabytes. That is really cool, but let's hope we're not, going above that limit. So here in this data center, we are working with a lot of parallel computing, working at tiering with storage to optimize the cost. And we are also looking into methods to delete the data continuously. But we can also see now that this is history. We cannot log data continuously, and we cannot make this graph grow. We need to do something drastically different. And that is when we look into edge learnings and having insights from a customer fleet. So during 2019, we met our friends to analyze. We realized that we spoke the same language. We integrated that technology in our development vehicles. And at this time, we was not able to show the benefits in a PowerPoint, but actually demonstrate it in real time. And the very user-friendly interface of StreamAnalyze made it possible for our CTO to demonstrate this for CEO of Volvo Cars, Håkan Samuelsson. So I would say that was a super success. And with that, I'm going to leave to Daniel.
Yeah, just briefly touch on, so what do we do with StreamAnalyze? We have a product called SA Engine, which is a small software component that you can install on any hardware anywhere. And in this case, of course, on the car, consuming and data from any sensor they have on the car. So once you have it installed, it allows you to interactively query any vehicle for anything that's going on within the vehicle. It also allows you to create and deploy and run any AI model available in the world to run in this case, on the vehicle. And you can do this in real time and run parallel different models. And for the case with Senseact, there's essentially, and this allows you to do a plethora of different use cases. But in this case, it's particularly the one on the right-hand side, the guy with a little laptop. So it allows them to have product insights, customer insights, but also load up data and develop new models and push these out directly onto the vehicle. But also to be able to monitor the fleet, if you see on the left-hand side, creating health checks and predictive alarms to understand what is happening to our vehicles. And this is really what Senseact is trying to do, to gain further insights on how their AD software is performing in the field. Back to you, Sophie.
Nice, thank you, Daniel. And we realized the only way forward for us now is to not continue to log data from our development vehicles, but actually only log the data that provide us value, and also make sure that we can learn and get insights as soon as possible and as close to edge as possible. So when we have this query possibility in our customer vehicles, we will also have the possibility to get a more complete scenario space. Since we're having more vehicles out there, we will be able to find rare scenarios in traffic in a much more better way than only having a limited number of development vehicles. Talking a little bit of resimulation and simulation, I want to touch upon this because these are two very common workloads within automotive. And what we're doing when we are collecting this big amount of data is that one, we're doing resimulation, and that is when you're using real data to simulate the output of the features. And if you have the same kind of reference data set, you can track the key performance indication per different version of that feature. And that is a very strong tool that we are using. Simulation, here we are basically generating input data, but we are using real data to create this scenario base. And when we have a scenario database, we can create variants of different scenarios, and we can simulate up a behavior. Now when we're having access to the fleet, we will still run these workloads, but now we can think about maybe we can move some of these workloads from the data center down to the vehicle, for example. So it's a lot of possibilities here. Some key takes away. We need to have a sustainable relationship with data, and that is at the edge. We need to cherry pick the data that we want to use for being data driven. We need to make sure that our developers, that they have a fast development cycle, and we can only provide that if they can communicate with the product that they are developing. Federated learning is something that also going to bring a big benefit for us, because we can make insights quicker, and we don't even need to have access to the actual data, but also only take home the insights from the fleet. We need to be on the edge to expand autonomous driving. We're going to start in a limited space, but we're going to expand over time. And the only thing that enables us to do so is to have data from customer vehicles. And also, if you think about it, the car is going to be a supercomputer on wheels. So we have a lot of possibilities here to look into. For example, when we have the car on charge, maybe we can actually catch data, store it on a flash in the car, and we can send down a Docker container with Resim, and we can run that as a part of the system. And Stream Analyze, we have really made this concrete and really been able to demonstrate the power of this in real life. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This is really great. Remember what I said, I think our objective is to enable sustainable relationships between our deep tech members and corporates. And it's great to hear when, both the corporate and the tech company present a case like this. So thank you so much.